you know, the things we were speaking about and discussing beforehand, I feel like it all rang true. It was like almost divine how everything played out, especially on stage. Like things he was saying were like things I could resonate with, like right now, like stuff I need to hear. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't even think he used the mic.
He didn't. That's the best part about it. He didn't use the mic at all. Like, you know, just walked up there and we still heard him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like loud and clear.
Yeah.
So to me, that spoke volumes too, because it's like, you know what I mean? He didn't have to use the mic. Like, you know what I mean? It just spoke to his poem too. Like, you know what I mean? He's a man. Like, I don't gotta be up there using the mic because it's gonna be what it is anyway, and you gonna hear me. Like, you know?
Exactly. And that's what it takes, like, really, when it comes to performance. Like, whether it's, you know, spoken word, whether it's rap, whatever it is, like, you know, just having that stage presence, you know, and being able to captivate your audience, like, within the first, I think it's, 9 seconds or some shit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, you know, he definitely did that. And, yeah, the dude you talk about, I believe his name is Poetic Boy D or something like that. I follow him on Instagram. He has dope stuff. Dope stuff.
I like his subject matter. Everything he talked about was always on point. Yeah. And you know, there's other people there too. I don't want to just single those guys out. Like, you know, I mean, there's a lot of women there too. Like the woman who she did like a what do you call that dancing? Like it's like a rhythmic dance kind of.
Oh yeah, Mercy. Yeah. I'm gonna have her on my other show probably in August.
Great job on her part as well.
Yeah.
Janique, she did some great singing. I like her song a lot. Like I feel like a lot of women feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what else? There was so many people there. Like, you know, countless people.
Yeah.
The dude who's singing the song with the handsome, he's so handsome.
Yeah, that dude, like, he has excellent branding. Yeah. Val Johnson, he has excellent branding. Like, because I found, he's on Tidal. Like, he's on all that stuff. I'm like, yo, this nigga's really on that. He has his own video for the handsome joint. He has his own vlog. I was just like, yo, like, this is excellent branding, logo and all that. Yep. Handsome Boy Records, like, he has all that shit down. Like, he has a good machine behind him. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing but, you can only get better, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's dope. I think that's definitely dope.
You know what it is, though? And I commend him for that. I feel like a lot of artists are in between figuring out if they need a machine behind them or are they trying to do without the machine.
Right.
You know, and like, I think a majority of them don't understand where they fit in all that, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So in that way, it kind of causes a lot of confusion because it's like, you know, if I do this way, I'm going to have to at some point answer to someone. Whereas if I stay the independent route, I'm going to end up having control of all my stuff, but that just leads to more stress and you know, more work to do. Which some people wouldn't shy away from, but others understand that this is just only but so many hours in a day.
Right.
You know, and there's few of us who are on the 25/8 life kind of situation, you know.
Right.
So, it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's definitely a lot to do alone. Well, I will commend him for, because I'm pretty sure he's had help with people, you know what I mean? Like everyone else would. Because, you know, this is all like a quid pro quo kind of business.
Right.
And a majority of the time, like, if your something doesn't match up with their something, you know, a lot of stuff gets mixed up in translation. But what I would say is this. In cooperating, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? And on any platform, any way, shape, or form. Because the cooperation is what majority of the people are looking for. They're just looking for people who listen to their stuff, looking for people to collaborate with. You know what I mean? Looking for places to perform, looking for places to place their music, you know, and get distribution, all that stuff. And, you know, all that stuff can be found out in a matter of a click of a button on the computer.
Right.
And, you know, we make it a lot harder than it really is. I just figure that he's a great example of the person who's not discouraged by those intimidating factors of the music business.
Right.
You know? So, you know, and he was out there alone. Like, you know, he pulled up alone, and he had the confidence of many people in the room.
Right.
You know, so I got to give him that. You know, many props to Val Johnson too. You know, I did listen when I got home. I wasn't just telling you that. I listened when I got home. I'm not one of those. So like it was just something I could appreciate. The quality, all of it. It's a side of us that not many people get to see as artists, and you know, we're going to continue to make ourselves vocal about these things so we can help the next people to come along in the future, you know?
Because like I said before, it's not just about your music anymore, it's who you are as a person. And it's funny, I'm thinking again about the whole SoundCloud thing and how, you know, there were certain artists that were panicking. I actually posted it on the gram, you know, like I was like, damn, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? And people was like, oh man. But Yeah, I think a lot of people. This one guy, I follow him on Twitter. He was talking about like how SoundCloud. I mean, it doesn't get the artist money. Like you can kind of do the same thing on these other platforms and get paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like SoundCloud is like.
SoundCloud has always kind of been like an audio library for me personally, because it's like if you're not getting like countless streams like what every day or something like that, it's like SoundCloud doesn't really fulfill its purpose. SoundCloud is for the fans as more than the artists, if you ask me. Like the people who you want to hear your music. And I think a lot of artists get that misconstrued. While it is your place to place your music and all that stuff, you want people to hear your music, and that's the place you want them to hear. But the thing is, if people don't have SoundCloud, or if they don't like SoundCloud's format, I mean, I guess you could say they won't listen to it.
Right.
But the thing is, though, if SoundCloud was better to listen to than Spotify, you think people wouldn't?
I mean, I haven't had listened to Spotify in a minute because, I mean, I just didn't like the way, like, I would try to listen to albums, then, like, it would be all out of order and all this other stuff. I'm not sure if they changed that.
It would go to, like, a shuffle kind of setting.
Yeah. Man, what is this trash? But, I don't know. I mean, I know that, what I probably will do with my next tape that I've been working on, I'll probably have snippets of it and then like direct people to my Bandcamp, you know, so they can download it or whatever.
Yes, that's what I already do already. Like I have my Bandcamp on SoundCloud, like you know, and vice versa on Bandcamp. I have my SoundCloud on Bank, you know.
Yeah,
so it's like I wanted to intertwine all those platforms, but you know, at the same time, I also want to know what's the better streaming site right now.
Right.
We could say it's a Tidal. We could say it's a Spotify. We could say it's a SoundCloud or whatever, but that's just what we know. Like,
right.
You know, I mean, that's our knowledge of the popular streaming services right now. To say that they are the best streaming services compared to whatever else is out there that we just don't know about yet is a little bit of a stretch for me, because I'm like, what if those are much better than this and you'll get better results?
Right.
You know, I thought people always set themselves to be like, oh, it's just this, that, and this. These are only good sites, but it's all subjective and it's an opinion ultimately.
Yeah, and it's ultimately like, if you think about it, it's like, well, what the kind of results do you want? Do you want to like get the listener, like the ears of the A&Rs? Do you want to just build a following?
Who you trying to get to listen? You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really SoundCloud is for the listener.
Right.
And you could say the same thing about Spotify and that and everything, but Spotify and like Tidal, they're for the consumer's ear. Those who are out here, they want to buy music, they want to appreciate the artist's product.
Right.
SoundCloud, you got the artist giving it directly to you.
Yeah.
Through whatever third party or whatever. You know what I mean? It's going to you from them because that is the fastest way you'll get their music.
Yeah.
Whereas if they have to go through like a record company or something like that, there's a lot of politics, a lot of contractual obligations that lead them to be on some other shit.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I figure SoundCloud, that's what SoundCloud does. That's the liberation you get from SoundCloud, because it's you're able to do all of this and still keep that I guess you could say connection with the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you're not going too far into the music business of everything. It's like it's strictly a matter of me to you. You can take this product as it is, you know?
Yeah.
No, nothing altered or whatever, you know what I mean? Nothing mastered in such a way that it sounds different from when I recorded it. You know what I mean? It's right there to you, and that's what that provides. My first song I ever posted on SoundCloud was a song I recorded with my brother, and it was it was upstairs in like my room, my old room or something like that, and you know, it was decent quality, but it was, you know, I just want people to hear the song. So like I was able to load it up right to SoundCloud. That's before SoundCloud was the thing for rappers, like, you know what I mean? So me, I always just saw SoundCloud like this place where you just store a bunch of audio, like you know, any kind of audio, not just music or whatever that stuff. The trend of rappers being on SoundCloud was relatively a new thing for me, and that was after I had already dropped the debut project, like, you know what I mean? So after all that, that's when it became like a fad, and you see everybody on SoundCloud, and you know, I think that, not to say that I was on it first or anything like that, like, you know, I'm not one of those people. It's like to acknowledge the fact that SoundCloud had to develop, like, you know what I mean, like any other company, like, you know, and I just happened to be one of the people who got on the site when it was first starting out or whatever, and then as it progressed, you got to see its progression. You know,
Right.
you weren't just you didn't start a trend, like you
Right.
know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. That's why
Right.
a lot of people don't know how to take that context of things and just understand it that way. So, you know, that's all it is to it, really.
So, what do you foresee for this platform going forward? Like as far as SoundCloud goes.
SoundCloud's gonna be good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't look too good at first, but you know, there's clearly a lot of people out here who are really dependent on SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they rely on SoundCloud for their everything because maybe they have a cult following on there, or
Mhm.
maybe they just don't see any other way. Like, you know
Right.
what I mean? But like you said, there's Bandcamp, which I
Yeah.
personally prefer, like, over SoundCloud. Sometimes SoundCloud is just not the wave.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless you got the app or something like that, which is also good. I like the SoundCloud app more than I like the SoundCloud site.
Right.
And you know, it's all a matter of convenience and efficiency. Because if you can go somewhere that's better than SoundCloud, all these SoundCloud motherfuckers are going there.
Right.
Like in a quickness, like, you know. So you watch these next few years. I mean, we'll see where SoundCloud goes. It's like, where's Rhapsody Music? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where's that at? Like, you know what I mean? Where's Kaza? Like, where's LimeWire and all these things? Like, mind you, they're separate things, but you
Right.
know, I'm just saying, look at it that way. That's an example.
Yeah. I mean, even like Dat Piff, like,
It's obscure, you know,
Yeah.
at this point in time, because you know, you go on Dat Piff and it's not, unless it's like a big major label artist like dropping their tape on there and they have the countdown and like the banner and everything.
Yeah.
Seldom am I on Dat Piff looking for that. Like, you know what I mean? Looking
Yeah.
for music. I'm gonna go Google it before I ever go to Dat Piff to be like whatever, and then you happen to find it on Dat Piff or something like that. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Or if I want to find a mixtape specifically, I'm gonna go on Dat Piff. Like, you know what I mean? Because I know it's an easy download. I know for a fact all I gotta do is have an account or whatever on there, and you're good. You know, like I said, it really has nothing to do with like the quality of the site for some people, for the masses, as much as it's like, yo, I want to make sure I can get to this right away. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna log on the computer and I won't have any buffering and none of that stuff. I
Right.
just want things to be like, oh, here, download on my computer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put it to iTunes, whatever you gotta do, put in your folders, and people care about stuff like that. What I noticed is like a lot of tech geeks, like all those, like, you know,
Yeah.
quote unquote geeks, like, because I'm a geek myself. Like, they're always more to it than that. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's just like, oh, if like the scroller doesn't go up a certain way, I know it's not going to download properly. Yada yada yada. All the details you could possibly imagine, they're going to notice it. So, you know, that all plays a role in what people want to listen to and where they want to listen to it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
To disregard it is to, I guess you could say, starve yourself of the information to understand those platforms more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and tis all really. There's much more to it, but you know, to describe it, we'll be here all day. Like, you know,
Right. Man, I'm just trying to think. I mean, honestly, like for all the artists out there, I would say definitely make sure that you have your music elsewhere, not just on SoundCloud. You don't want to be dependent on one thing.
you don't want to have your tape dropping the same day SoundCloud decides to, you know, tank.
Yeah, like, you know, seriously off themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, do that. Make sure that you get the master files from, you know, your engineer. You know, don't have them holding your raw files hostage. I've had that situation happen before. It was a very unpleasant situation. And yeah, I mean, try to get paid for what you do. I mean, for most people, studio time's not free. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pay for these beats and stuff like that. And it's like, you're doing all of that just to give it away for free. It's like,
Y'all download it for free. We get charged for it. In the words of Andre 3K.
yeah, I mean, it's like someone, this is a terrible example, boy. This is the first thing that comes to my head. But it's like, a prostitute that like gets work done on their body to get like, you know, the best body there is, just to give it away for free.
Some of these rap niggas be getting whored out.
Yeah,
No, it's true though. Like, cause it's like, yo, you would want those attributes so you can secure your clientele.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you would want to be able to have all those